Heat signature hot tips. There's been a new bug discovered in heat signature, one with a major impact on the daily challenge, and that is the ability to dash through walls. Now this bug is actually frame rate dependent. The lower your frame rate, the more effective it is. So one of the things that I recommend doing therefore is to change the game such that you are on at 30 frames per second. So that is actually done in technical options, and this will make the glitch work better. So what you want in order to achieve this glitch, you want to have a waypoint set, and then you just dash to a target through a wall. Now as you'll note, this does not mean you will connect with your target, but you will go further than you should have. So here obviously I went around a corner. It's not necessarily that awesome at this point, but you can do this going straight through walls. Alright, so let's say we want to go through here. Now at 60 frames a second this is actually still quite possible, so let's just demonstrate that. So 60 frames per second, if we show collision two grid tiles wide, you generally can get through. So again, we don't have a key right now, but we would like to get one. We just set a waypoint and then we target and we're through. So there we go, easy as. Now if I want to do something a bit longer, I'm going to need to make sure I have low frame rate on. So I've set my frame rate to 30, and now you can see we've got a much bigger gap, right? So even this is, more than 2 squares because triangles. But I can even wait for this guy to head up into this corridor. We're at 30 frames a second, so just to demonstrate, obviously if I go into technical options, there we go, 30 frames a second, and if we set a waypoint and we bash, and bam, straight through the wall. Like magic, really. And we can keep doing this. There's no cooldown on it beyond the cooldown of a melee weapon. Obviously this means you cannot do this with weak characters and you need sufficient range. It also, unfortunately, means that you are going to need to rely on your characters having, not your characters, on your own tolerance for 30 frames per second, which I know that there are some people who really just cannot cope with it. So now we don't have a waypoint, and if I try that, I just hit the wall, right? So you definitely need a waypoint. This is, I guess, one of those things where this is a legacy movement system, and thus it didn't have the same testing because it wasn't really meant to be used. And there we go. So we can use that to get in and out of places that the game doesn't expect us to.